Modern medication did not work for me. Modern medication did not work for me. Modern medication did not work for me. Modern medication.
With my guest here, Sonny, I'm PK. We're here being safe, using our own devices, and wish you all well, especially people in the hospital.
Yes, and I hope everybody's being safe, and there's a lot of things going on out there, Pete.
Yes, sir.
And hopefully everybody's being safe out there.
Yes. Cannabis is a medicine. Use it wisely. You don't have to smoke it to enjoy the benefits. You can use edibles or tinctures.
Or use it topically.
Yeah, that's the oils.
Right. Or eat it.
Yep. And that'll affect your internal organs by eating it. But smoking it is the quickest ways to get the effects of the cannabis molecules.
And drinking it also.
Yes.
Drinking it is a good way for some people, because they are nauseous and they can drink it. It allows them to drink it in the mornings.
Yes. But that's still edible because it's being taken from the stomach, and smoking is through the lungs, the oil is through the skin.
It depends on what their bodies are doing. You know, what their conditions are. Because different people have different conditions. You know, they have to talk with their doctors. You know, and what their bodies and what their conditions are. You know, and that's why you just gotta talk with each person's condition. You know, and what their bodies. You know, that's why it has so much to do with each person. And the medicine is good.
Yes. But sometimes the medicine is on the bad side, so stay away from it because you might have some weird effects because of the medicine not grown properly or grown with not natural items.
Well, different strains. Each strain is different. You know?
Here.
Well, different strains are used for different purposes. Because different purposes, you know, some are for eating.
A long time ago, as you can see on this shirt, we used to have parties or get-togethers at Silver Creek Falls.
Oh, for our pancake.
Yeah, so please, I hope you're one of the members that's seen this and enjoyed the excellent food that was over the weekend.
Well, because we used to go have pancake breakfasts. Well, because that's what we'd do. We'd have pancake breakfasts. And everybody would have pancakes in the morning. Because a lot of people ate pancakes in the morning.
Yes. And just a little bit, because if you ate too much, you might be sleeping for the rest of the day.
But a lot of people could eat the pancakes in the morning, and it allowed them to give them energy throughout the day.
Here.
Well, you know, some people, it allowed them to give them energy. Some people allowed their nausea. You know, each person's condition, the pancakes did different. You know, so
that's another way that edible is a little bit better than smoking, because you get a longer term, and it takes a little time for the effects to come across where you can feel it.
Well, you have to see what each person's condition does to the body, and it does different things, and each person's body does different, well, because your body breaks it down differently.
Individually.
Well, because it does different things.
Yeah.
And it does different things because your body does different good things for your body.
And it depends on the strain that was mixed into it. With a lot of edibles, they use a butter mix to confuse or...
Now that is a good idea. See, some people made pancakes with butter, some made pancakes with oil. See, that's a big difference, you know, when you make pancakes with butter and pancakes with oil.
Well, they're two different...
Well, the pancakes with oil are one way, and the pancakes with oil are another, because your body breaks them down differently, you know. And when your body breaks them down differently, our neurological system does them differently. And see, because of our conditions do it differently, and then our systems do them differently, and then our medicines that our doctors give us do them differently, and each one of these do them differently, and our systems do them differently. And you know, these are the things that happen, you know, all of these things happen differently, and we as the patients have to explain and talk with our doctors and tell them what's going on with us. And all of these, you know, patients, as what the medicines we're getting from our doctors and the medicines as cannabis we're getting, you know, the cookies and the pancakes and the drinks and the oils that we rub on and drink, and you know, these are the things that are so good for us and that do us so good that we can explain to our doctors. And these are the things that have been going on that we can explain and tell our doctors even more.
Having a conversation about the benefits of cannabis and how it's relieving the pain,
Yes.
or the psoriasis that we may have.
Oh, yeah. The psoriasis. That's another thing, the psoriasis, you know.
But it's important. It's coming up to election time. It's coming up for our participating in voting the right people into office. And hopefully there would be cannabis friendly instead of what we have at this time, where the patients are being hurt financially and not taken care of like the old days.
Well, like you're saying, psoriasis is one thing, seizures is another thing, nausea is another, and all of these things, if we don't tell these guys, they don't know. But we, as patients, have to tell them.
And write your legislators and give a testimonial, and and you talk to them, because we need them to change the laws for the betterment of the patients and the citizens of Oregon.
See, we are the patients, and we have to tell them. But we are the ones that have to tell them. And nobody else is going to do that because we are the patients.
And if you could write this stuff down to give a written testimonial for them, so it gives them something to read, or you could email them also.
And Perry has the website set up.
Yeah, that's mercycenter.com.
Or mercy.web or mercycenters.org.
Yeah.
And you can call And you know, all of these things, these are all set up for patience. You know, this is what we've been doing since 2002. And we've been doing this since 2011. And you know, we're doing it for patience. We just want to help patients. We're not trying to do nothing for money. We're about patience. You guys, we are patients. We're doing it in every state. We're doing it in countries. We're doing it all over the world because we are patients. We are patients. That's how we are. We're patients.
And we need to participate in the voting cycle.
It's important.
It's important.
Well, it's important because we are patients, but our votes count, and the votes are coming up. And you know, you guys seen what's happening with this Black Lives Matter and all the things going on. And you know, that's where it started when we changed the laws so many years ago. And
Yeah. And they changed the laws again against the patients, where a grower, the patient doesn't have access to a personal grower anymore.
And you know, we're going to have to do so many changes again. And I was telling Perry when he ain't here today, but we're going to have to do more changes. And you guys, if you see anything you don't like, we can make changes, and you can put it, and you can make, and you can ask, because we can do anything. We've made law changes, and we've done it. We are the patients, and we can do these things. You know, the votes are coming up. We have so much power. We are the patients.
Participation. We need everybody to participate in the election site so we can change things.
But our votes are important.
Yes.
And that's what's going on now, is the election cycle. And with this election cycle, we have to vote. And it's important for us to vote. And you know, like Pete is saying, we have to vote. And if you know somebody that hasn't got on, make sure they get on.
Yes.
And that's what's important.
And talk to your neighbors about the different when the voter pamphlet comes into your mailbox. Talk to your neighbors and see if everybody's on the same opinion.
Right. And if they have any questions or they need any help, and with this virus going around, Pete, everybody is so scared and they need help, and we don't know who needs help. And that's where, you know, we just don't know who needs help.
Yes. Remember, the audience is in the camera.
We can go out and try, and we can do anything.
Yes, sir.
We just want to go out and try and help others. You know, we are the patients. We want to go out and make sure that we don't got neighbors that need help. Well, because we are the patients that we have others in the neighborhood that might need help.
And that's why you need to get out and knock on your neighbor's door and to say, hello, my name is Pete, and now I live next door and I'm concerned. And did you see these things in the pamphlet? And what do your opinion will be?
And are you okay? And are you okay? We just want to make sure you're okay. That's what's important. You know, let them know you're concerned.
And that everybody needs to participate in the cycle.
Right. And it's a good thing. Well, because these votes are, you know, well, because they've had so many people saying how cannabis is not good.
Yes.
Well, they're saying that cannabis for so long has been no good, that cannabis has been a problem at schools, that cannabis has been the biggest problem at schools. And as we sit here and talk right now, cannabis is not a problem. Cannabis is what we need to do is educate.
Yes.
Well, because these are the things we need to do, you know.
Well, I hate to say, or I know that cannabis is better than a lot of the pharmaceutical drugs that the doctors prescribe to us. It doesn't have the similar side effects that the pharmaceutical drugs would have.
It's so healthy. It's so healthy for us. It don't have so many bad things. You know, it's got so many good things for us, and it's good for your blood. And it doesn't do so many bad things for us. You know, that's what's good. You know, it's got so many good things for us.
Hear, hear.
And these are the things you want. We want to make sure we got good things for us. And you want to be able to tell others that we know about good things and not bad things. Well, then why are they saying bad things? Well, like, we know they took cannabis out of all of our diets and everything.
Yeah. Back in 1937, when the prohibition started on cannabis and hemp, and you could have went to the store and find cannabis in a lot of the products that was on the shelf or behind the shelf.
And that was good, because that's healthy for you.
Yes. And I don't know, but now you look at all these different cancers and different situations the body is fighting through.
And now it's not good for you.
Yeah.
It's good that cannabis is coming back, because we're trying to explain that it's healthy for you, but we need to let people know that you need to have others be out there and educate each other. And these are the things we're trying to do so others know. And this is what we're trying to do so others know. And this is what we're trying to do so, you know, everybody needs to know that your vote counts. You want to know that the people we're voting in, that you need to know, that we want to know what their positions are. And it's very important, you know, what is your vote, you know?
Participation. We're all citizens here, and we need to participate in the election cycle.
It is so important, you guys. We have been so long that people have said that cannabis is no good, and here we are today with cannabis, and it's good.
Over many states have cannabis in one form or the other, legal, medical, or recreational. We're fortunate that we have both, but I'm sad that the recreational took advantage of us. They needed a place to have their products sold. Oh, okay, we'll help you out. Oh, now how many medical dispensaries are here in the state? There's very few, maybe not even one. But the patient, if they didn't have a grower, has to pay for over $400 for the privilege of having somebody grow. And then the grower has to go through the paperwork and the metric system. And why is the alcohol people controlling a plant? Something that the agricultural people could be using or doing more job. Hi there, buddy.
What's going on?
Got 4 more minutes for the end of the show.
Good deal.
So that's our landlord wondering when we're going to get out of our safe room.
And you know, these are the things that are so important, and everybody should know that you need to tell each other that your vote is important, because the cannabis is important and it's healthy.
Yes, very true, my friend.
Well, it's healthy, your vote is important, and you need to make sure that you talk to your neighbor and
Your doctor.
your doctor. Talk to your doctor. And if you're already using cannabis, please let him know what it's doing for
Results.
you. Yeah, what it's doing for you.
And like my friend, he can show with this epilepsy that
It's doing good.
it's gone or it's very
It's doing
low.
good. It's doing so good. The psoriasis is doing very good.
Excuse me for saying the wrong word.
Yeah, the psoriasis is doing very good.
So we need you, the citizens, to participate in the election, because it all counts on you.
Well, these are just little things that we've done that we know that work. And you know, it's just cannabis. And because we know the cannabis is working, and look what it's doing.
Yes.
You know?
Well, it's time for closing the show out for this week. Thank you for participating in this. One of these days soon the studio will be open and you can give us a phone call.
Yes. And please, everybody, be safe out there.
Yeah.
And thank you to CCTV and everybody that does everything that they do.
Yep. Participation. Hey, our good friend Mike, Shauna, Grandma Janice, our best friend Dr. Lebec. These are all important people for
Yep.
the Mercy Center. And you are too.
Yep.
Have a good life and have fun and go fly a kite, my friend. Bye-bye. You want to say anything before I turn it off, Glenn?
Yes, good night.
Good night. God bless you all, every single one of you.